Good afternoon. My name is Hae-sun Kim, advisor of Gangnam Labor Law Firm. Today, with the labor attorney Jung Bong-soo, we will discuss about one of the cases that Gangnam Labor Law Firm has recently advised. It's regarding the overtime allowance issue of one of the drivers of employer. So could you explain about the background story?
Yes. Hello. How are you today? This is Bong-soo Jung, Korean labor attorney. Today I'd like to introduce one labor case I have supported and solved. That is unpaid the overtime allowance for driver. So this driver is working for the company. Also, he's been working there for 4 years. So his salary was fixed like 2.5 million won. So there has been no increase in salary. So he always received that amount. So the problem is employee worked overtime, also worked on holiday, but the payment is the same as people. So in salary is composed of 3 different parts: base pay plus meal allowance and the traffic allowance. So like 2.5 million won is kind of base pay, and 200,000 won is the meal charge and the traffic allowance respectively. So this amount doesn't contain any overtime allowance. So employee thought company didn't pay any overtime, but company's logic is they already paid additional 400,000 won. So this employees like base pay is like 2.1 million won. So as a labor attorney, the company's logic is wrong. I think they must pay what the employee asked to the labor administration office. So how I suggest is company should pay this amount of money, because the base pay is actually 2.5 million won, because ordinary wage means so company usually paid based on the mutually agreed contract. So in this case, company should pay this overtime allowance. But what about the other workers working there? So I strongly suggest company should introduce, company should change some salary type of the employment contract. So meal allowance, traffic, they are not related to the law. So nowadays, so base pay is actually what they received as a regular payment. So in this case, 2.5 million is the basic salary. So overtime is calculated based on this money, 2.5 won, not the 2.1 million won. So I suggest that the meal allowance and the traffic allowance should be abolished. Instead, the company should introduce kind of overtime, fixed overtime allowance. So in totally it's 400,000 won, but to persuade the current employee who will work continuously with this condition, they need a salary increase. Then they maybe accept some lowered minimum wage in this case. So they'll increase like 2.7 or 2.8 million won. Then company like reduce the base pay from 2.5 million to 2.2 million won. So this is the way the company should implement. So wage should be base pay plus legal allowance. So like meal allowance, traffic, it doesn't mean anything. It is only used for tax purpose, but it's never used for the calculation of salary. So I strongly suggest the company should increase some salary. At the same time, they combine the all wages as overtime. Then they can introduce a very suitable wage system in this case.
So according to your advice, the basic pay should include the meal allowance and traffic allowance, and additional overtime allowance should be added to the basic pay.
Yeah.
But they have paid according to the tax purpose.
Yeah.
So I think it's very important to get a proper advice from the labor law firm.
Yeah.
So what did you make a conclusion about this with the employer?
Yes, so this is very typical example. Any time that exceeding 40 hours per week, 8 hours per day must be considered as overtime, then company should pay overtime allowance. So this is there are no exception. So company should consider. So in this case, the overtime allowances. So company need to abolish meal charge and the traffic allowance. So they need to change it to kind of overtime allowance. That is how the company get over or handle this case smoothly.
So in order to save additional expenses which the company has to pay, it's very important to make a proper contract according to the labor law.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. So do you have any other comment?
Yeah, this is very common mistake employer violate. So I strongly suggest that company need to have a confirmation from labor authority like us, then they can avoid the future the labor legal risk. Yeah.
I see. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for watching. Bye bye.